Hey guys, I'm Jimmy Moldenhauer and I am going to do a tutorial today on how I play the song Nothing Else by Cody Carnes. A few people have asked me to do a tutorial of this, and by a few I mean one. So here I am. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps anyone that may find this video to just play the specific picking pattern I use. It's very common. I believe it's like a modification, if not exactly Travis picking, just applied to Christian worship. It's just something to add a little something to your playing, so you're just not playing chords. So let's get right into it. This is what you're going to be learning today, just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're here for. That is pretty much what we're going to be learning today, so without further ado, let's just dive right in. And just so you know, I'm doing this song on Capo 2, so if you want to follow along exactly with me, put it on Capo 2 and then your notes will sound like my notes. But if you need to transpose the song, for your key vocally, you could just obviously move the capo back and forth until you find that. Alright, so we're going to start out with the chords, so when I teach you the finger picking pattern, you can follow along and it could start to sound like it's making sense to you. But for now, we're going to start with the chords. It's going to be the A minor minus the ring finger. So that's going to be the 5th string or the B string, 1st fret, 1st finger. And then we're going to go to the D string or the 3rd string, and we're going to put our middle finger on there, and it's going to sound like this. And if you play the picking pattern with it, it'll also sound like this. So the next chord we have is the C, but we're going to play it like this. So you're going to have your middle finger on the A string or the 2nd string, and that's going to be on the 3rd fret. You're going to go to the next string, which is the D string or the 3rd string, and you're going to put your 1st index finger on the 2nd fret, and then you're going to leave the next one open, and then you're going to put your ring finger on the 5th string or the B string, and that's going to be on the 3rd fret, same fret as your middle finger. And then same with the pinky finger. Your pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the high E string or the 6th string, and it's going to sound like this. And then with the picking pattern, it'll sound like. So far we got the A suspended. If that's not a suspended, please forgive me. It's just the A without the ring finger, and then the next chord. And that brings us to our G chord. This is going to be a modified G chord, so you can add the suspended in it. I usually play a G chord like this with my middle finger on the G root note on the 1st string, 3rd fret. But for this chord, we're going to want to play with our ring finger on the big fat string, 3rd fret, and then we're going to want the ring finger, or the middle finger, sorry, on the 2nd fret of the A string or the 2nd string. And then we're going to want our pinky on the high E string, 3rd fret, just like that. And then you got a G. But for this chord, we're going to use our 1st finger to do hammer-ons, and the hammer-on is going to be on the B string, which is the 5th the fifth string, this one right here, and we're gonna hammer on the first fret like this. So if you just play the B string and then hammer your first finger or your index finger on there like that. That might take a little practice if you haven't done hammer-ons yet, but at first it feels like you're never gonna get it, but I promise you, if you just keep practicing it, it's gonna start feeling natural, and eventually it'll just be like second nature to you. And that's hammer-ons when it comes to playing acoustic will do a lot for your playing. It's gonna make you sound like a lot better than you actually are, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna take that G, and then this is gonna be how we play it in this song. I'll do it slow. Hammer. And then off. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so there is another hammer-on that I use when I am playing like the chorus or any other part of the song. I use it in the bridge sometimes too, but that's on the C chord. And it's actually more of like a hammer off, or I guess it's a pull off or something like that. So when I'm playing the C, transitioning to the E minor, I'll go. So you're gonna take the C chord that we learned earlier, and you're going to play a chord. And you're gonna pull off, like you're gonna literally put your finger on there and kind of like bend it, but bend it off until it like just kind of comes off like that. So remember, you're just gonna go. Alright, so you're going to take your thumb and your first finger. You can do this picking pattern with 3 fingers, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to use the thumb and the index finger. We're going to start on the 2 string and the 5 string. Well, it would be the A and the B. But for the sake of the video, we're going to start with the thickest string, and that's going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we're gonna go thumb, index finger, 2 and 5. Gonna kind of like pinch it together and like pull off. Just like that. And then on the 3, 4, and the 5, the pattern is gonna go, thumb is gonna always hit the 3 string. Anything on the 3 and the 4 is gonna be your first finger. So we're gonna go 2 and the 5, and then we're gonna go 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4. Again, it's 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4. And in case you want to, you can also use the fingers just like this. So the thumb is the 3, the index finger is the 4, and your middle finger could be the 5, and then you could do the same thing like this. 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4. So. So the only thing that's changing is on the 3rd chord. We're gonna obviously hit the 6th or the E chord, which is the 1st string, and again on the 5th string. So it's the same thing like on the 1st chord where we do the 2 and the 4 together, or the 2 and the 5, I'm sorry. So when we get to the G, or that chord, it's gonna be the 1 and the 5 instead of the 2 and the 5, which is on the other 2 chords. So again, the picking pattern is the 2. Always start with the 2 at the same time. So 2 and the 5. 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4. Real quick on the third chord in this progression, we'll go from the A minor to the C and then to the G. On the verses, it has a little part where it suspends and it sounds like this. It goes just like that. The 2 together. 3, 4, 3, 5. The 1, and then the 2 together again. 3, 4, 3, 5. 3, 1 and the 5. So if you need to slow that down or rewind, you can go back to that part as many times as you need to, but I'll play it slowly right here for you. Yeah, so just like that, pretty easy. And then the rest is just, strumming like. So that's the strumming part of the song, is pretty cut and dry. Alright, so that's pretty much all I got. I really hope that this video inspired you. I hope that it kind of like shed some light on my approach to playing acoustic guitar and worship. I really hope that it kind of makes sense to you now. I would love to make more tutorials in the future. If this has helped you, just give it a like or thumbs up or whatever. And I just pray that this just gives you a deeper desire to go after things that just help us worship God. Like, we can worship God by our work at our job every day. Like, worship doesn't only mean music or playing a guitar and singing. Like, worship is so much more than that. But one of my favorite forms of worship is a guitar, and I hope that this is helping you on your journey. God bless, and keep believing God for the impossible.